Morning. How y'all doing? Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hey, listen, for those of you guys who like the content on this channel, I ask that you know when you go to my channel page, there's a button on the right. Please click that button. What that button will do is allow you to donate. I've already said what I'm going to do with the funds and a little message that's put on the side of the channel. That's up to y'all. I would appreciate. I would say if you like what you see and you like the content, please support it. And this is one of the ways you can support it. Number two, I often do leave my email out there for you guys if you like me to cover other things. Remember, this content is going to be partially driven by you. So the best way to see what you want is to email me. Now, I don't do news stories. That's other people's shtick. But if you want my opinions on something or you want to have a discussion about things, that's cool. I'm so on board with that. Just shoot me an email. But I wanted to talk about something relatively quickly that was on my mind, and I wanted to get it on out the way. I got a few things to run today. A while ago, I heard the phrase of, you don't embrace your Africanness. Now, to me, in the context of the conversation that I heard it was a red herring. Because I identify myself as African American male of mixed ancestry who is a father of two and a Catholic. And the context was pretty much brought up because I identified myself as a Christian first, which really doesn't matter which way I identify myself because everything that you see should be apparent. Nevertheless, my point. It's funny how these so-called pro-blacks, and I think I'm going to put this under the Coon Factor episode 2. It's funny how these pro-blacks would say, I don't embrace my Africanness. Well, let me ask you guys something. If you embrace your Africanness, then why do you still have a white man's name? And I don't mean like, well, in the street you change. No, I mean like you legally go down to the courthouse and say, I am no longer called this. I wish to be called this. If you so-called pro-blacks embrace your Africanness, why have you not done the mitochondrial DNA test? You know the way Morgan Freeman did it and find out where your forefather came from. How do I know? Morgan Freeman actually went and done the test and found out that he comes from the Cameroon. If you guys are so embracing your Africanness, why do you not follow African traditions? Why do you not speak the African language? Why do you not even visit the land of your forefathers? Why do you not try to find your relatives? Offshoot, distant as they are, why do you not try to find them and build a relationship with them? If you so quote unquote embrace your Africanness, why don't you take these brothers that are coming from over in the motherland, coming here, why don't you build a community with them? If you embracing your Africanness, then why is it that you will sit there and refuse to leave a land that has oppressed you for so many years? This is what I don't understand. If I'm embracing my Africanness, these are some hard questions that I got to answer. But right now, these so-called pro-blacks won't address them. Let me tell you why. Because taking an African-sounding name doesn't appeal to them. Because trying to find out where their forefathers came from, these niggas are broke. If they had money, they would push to get it done. And to be honest, a mitochondrial DNA test is not that difficult or expensive. So that ought to tell you, either they really are that broke and destitute, or they really are just don't give a fuck. Why won't they go and visit their homeland? And to a better extent, why don't they leave America? Because we know if these niggas go over to those countries, they don't play that shit. You don't get the same rights that you get in America that you'd get over. You don't get those rights over there that you would get in America. You don't. We know for a fact that most of Northern Africa is Islamic control. So we know your females better put on a burqa and the hijab when they get there, or you're going to have some problems. You're going to have some issues. Most of you, since Islam is really not tolerant of other religions as much as they are of their own, and to a lesser extent Christians, we know most of you motherfuckers is going to have a hard time adjusting over there. Not to mention that Africa is still considered by most a third world country. And all the things that you enjoy here, you'll never get there, like, clean running water, top rate medical surgeons and teams. Not putting Africa down, I'm just being pragmatic and real. These, amongst other things, these so quote unquote pro blacks that are embracing their Africanness won't address. These are things and more. What I think about these dudes, they remind me of this Bible passage, and I've said this before. The people praise me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. And this is not that far from Mother Africa herself. People claim that we're African, black pride and black power. But you won't go to that land to see it for yourself. You won't go to that land to stop the quote-unquote imperialist from taking advantage of Mother Africa's resources. You won't go to that land, and you will not choose wives for yourselves amongst the women, or have a husband be selected for you from the men. You will not go to that land, and you will not build resources there. And it's not to say that there aren't African brothers and sisters that are there in the land actually doing the work and benefiting from it, because there are. But American blacks also understand that to them, you are a mudblood. You are forever mixed and tainted. So it's kind of like you are a people without a country. You say that America hates you, but then Africa may treat you with disdain. So where do you belong? These are the questions that the pro-blacks cannot answer. While they're busy trying to make an answer, then this is what I'll say. To embrace one's Africanness, in my opinion, is recognizing that you have heritage from that land. And that however vague there is a connection there is, you acknowledge that it exists. But you are not bound to let me say it this way. You are not bound by any set rule that says to you, you must be either this or this. Now, embracing one's Africanness also means you put in the legwork to know where you came from culturally and ancestrally, and then you use it as a tool to move you forward. Something that, once again, these Pan-African pro-blacks, these red, black, and green Negroes just can't do. These Negroes do not employ certain things that are common in every other community, but want you to embrace your Africanness. Well, let's look at the African society and then see if the Negroes in America do the same thing. I guarantee you they don't. I guarantee you that doesn't happen. But they keep bringing up this term, embracing my Africanness. Let's just start with the fact that your name defines who you are. You have no problem giving your children names like Equas, Ishuas, Quans, Taviuses, or using names that are not of your culture, like Robert and Richard and Thomas, Benjamin. Benjamin. You will use all those names, but you won't go crack open that book, look from amongst your own people, and choose a name that culturally represents your people. Come on now. Methinks, if you want me to embrace my Africanness, don't say it because on the color of this. Because to some people, I look like you. And to some people, I look mixed. to some other people, I don't even look black at all. Weird as it is. If you want me to embrace my Africanness, maybe we should start by embracing yours first. Because you can't tell someone to embrace something that they have no concept of until they see it for themselves. And as far as I'm concerned, you coon ass niggas can never embrace your Africanness because you refuse to do the very first thing in embracing it, and that is the legwork, the research. I recognize that I am an American male of Irish, Negro, and American Indian descent. But I'm an American, proud of it. I am proud of the fact that I've served my country honorably. I am a proud father of 2 amazing little boys. And I'm proud of the fact that despite all of my setbacks, I still go ever forward to accomplish. I make sure that I invest not only in my children, but the children of people who are close to me too. I'm always a seeker of peace, even when there's sometimes I've got to have some violence to obtain that peace. I'm the king of my castle, defender of my home. And let's be real, I'll take that, all of that, over a clearly undefined, no clear set boundary of what embracing your Africanness truly means.